Well, welcome back to northeast Iowa. We're getting a nice treat today. We're getting about 65 degrees, sunny. And boy, is it windy. And then for the next couple of days, we're expected to get down into the low 40s and possibly some rain and snow mixed on Sunday. So we're in that roller coaster time right now, but boy, what a gracious day it is today. So we're going to just kind of walk down through our black Hill Spruce here and just kind of show you what we got going on here. I had an arborist stop by last year and take a look at a couple of these guys, and he didn't think there was any concern, but we'll just go ahead and we'll start here and we'll work our way through the rest of the spruce. But this one here has got kind of a little lighter color of green to it. He was just monitoring it and taking a look at it, that maybe it needs some fertilizer sticks put into the ground this coming spring. So we're going to go ahead and give this one here, and I'm going to walk over to the other ones as we're moving along here. This one here has got the same type of issues to it. It's got some yellowing in it. I did put a spike into this one last year. It looks like it helped it. We're not getting any dropping of the needles. It's just kind of an off yellow that kind of stands out a little bit, but we'll keep an eye on it and just kind of keep feeding it and see if it can snap out of itself. But other than that, it's doing quite well. And then we'll just kind of make a trip down through these here. This one here is doing extremely well. We've got lights and everything on it, solar lights, and at night they all light up, and they're pretty nice. We do live, our location is right along a highway, so we've got some little traffic noise going back and forth. Now here we got some browning also into these trees, but the thing I also remember is last fall we had an extremely dry fall. We got into the summer and it just seemed like it was relentless. It just didn't want to let up, and little showers here and there. And these guys here, they need their moisture. So I'm just thinking that they're just probably just having some difficulty coming out of last year. But I think they'll be fine. We're just going to go ahead and give them some nice fertilizer shots and see what happens. The fertilizer that you probably would want to use on your evergreens or a non-acidic fertilizer, because they love that, like amino acid and everything like that. They'll feed up on them and they'll just love it extremely. So we got another one over here. This one here is doing well. Got some yellowing also, and I just monitor all of these guys. It just seems like they go through their streaks on looking nice, and and just kind of get their little setbacks. So we'll just keep on moving down here. And we got one right here that seems to be doing really well. Although there's some browning on the inside of it also, and I don't know if that was some of the drought from last year, but seems to be hanging in there. But they're so fussy. They could get a fungus, and you can get them sprayed, and it helps them, sets it back, but they still are still dealing with it. And now this one here looks extremely well. Features of it looks great, and it's doing good. And then this last one down here is the one that I was really kind of concerned about. Was that the bottom part of the branches really were suffering and having some difficult time last year dropping their leaves, but then I noticed now that they're starting to green back up a little bit, and we've been getting some moisture here this spring, so it seems to be doing better. But yeah, they're nice to have around, but boy, I tell you, they sure come with their problems once in a while. And then we're going to go over here. We've got most of our videos are just kind of like the beginning of spring, just kind of giving everybody an idea that if you start your videos, this is kind of like where we begin with everything in the spring. It just doesn't jump into a beautiful flowering situation. But we do have our rhubarb beginning to start to break ground. Now, that is definitely a real good sign. And we use a lot of rhubarb. And we make a lot of cupcakes and cakes and bars and everything with this. And this is that strawberry rhubarb, which is really, really good stuff. So good sign of spring. And we're going to get those rains, so this stuff's just going to probably just rocket right out of the ground. Now we're going to head over to the vegetable garden, and we're going to plant some shallots. Now the shallots that I have is it's a nice large shallot, and I saved most of my shallots, my larger ones, from last year. Now on most of the shallots that you plant now this year, you usually get about 2 or 3 of them that come off of that main bulb, and I kind of go ahead and I use those then for cooking and soups and everything. But the larger ones over winter, if they make it, keep those and then use those back in the spring. So I'm just going to go ahead and kind of give you an idea here what I do with everything, with the bulbs and what I use for fertilizer. But you have to learn to remember that your onions, your shallots are huge feeders, and they love their fertilizer, and when it gets into a little bit of a dry spell, you got to keep feeding them water because they need that to be able to be productive. So I'm just going to get down here real quick and kind of show you what we have going on. I usually go ahead and just get yourself some bone meal and sprinkle it in there. You know, don't worry about thinking that you're going to burn it or anything like that. This stuff here needs to be put in pretty nicely so that they get a good jump start. Now we are probably between 4 to 6 weeks before our last frost, which is a good thing for these because they like to go ahead, they like to lay dormant for 4 to 6 weeks, and then they just shoot right out of the ground. So we're just going to go ahead and we're going to plant a short row here, and I got a short row down below, and I'm just going to kind of show you what we're going to do here. We're going to go ahead and put them down into the ground and then cover them up, but leave the top portion exposed. So that way it's in the ground, and when it starts to show some life, there'll be a green sprout that's going to come out. And we're just going to go ahead and we're going to just kind of move along here and do the same thing with these guys. And leave that little sprout at the top, and another one. I'll give them some space, you know, because you know they're going to get big, and if they get 2 to 3 bulbs off of the main one, they need some room to spread out and move around. Now do the same thing here. What you do find out every once in a while, you'll get a curious George squirrel. It'll come over here and you'll kind of like look at it and figure, well, heck, that must have been a walnut I planted last year. Well, then he finds out and pulls it out that it's not a walnut and it's a shallot. So then he goes ahead and he just leaves it there. So you're out here every once in a while putting them back into the ground until they get established. And then what I do is I just go ahead and give it a nice little shot of that bone meal around it, and whoop, a little extra there, but that'll be fine. And give it some top fertilizers so that it can soak down into the ground also. And then we're getting those nice rains this weekend, which will really help these bulbs nice. So now we're just going to move down a little ways and just get the rest of this in. So we got another little small row here. Now if you go into a grocery store, and this, you know, I don't know recently, but if you look for the price of shallots, you sometimes will have to pay close to 50 cents a bulb. But I haven't priced them out lately, but with the price of everything kind of increasing and taking off and going, I think you're going to find probably an increase on all this stuff. So if you like your onions, your shallots, it's a good thing to do is just get everything that you like and plant it. Now the shallots compared to probably a large bulb onion, the shallots are sweet. mild, and they last a lot longer storage wise when it comes to keeping them stored over winter. And you know, the large bulb onions will last, but we found out that we have to go ahead and use those large bulb onions up first. And then these guys here seem to have a longer storage life. But they're not big, but boy, I tell you, they sure pack a flavor that's really good. And we're good on soups and everything like that. Now, got just a few left here. Use some of the bigger ones. One here. I don't know, that one might be a little soft, but whatever you got, test them out, check them before you plant them, make sure they're nice and firm. Otherwise you'll find some mushy ones that are just probably on their way out, and they probably just need to be thrown in your compost pile. But the ones I really like to watch grow over the summer, because you can just see all the little extra bulbs starting to pop out and work their way into things here. So I've got about 3 left here. We're just going to go ahead and put another one in down here, and then I'm going to have to extend and get my hoe and get these last 2 put in. Now this one here is pretty soft, as you can see. Half of it wasn't any good, so we'll go ahead and we'll find a spot for this one, just see what it does. But that is probably the process that I use for putting in shallots. Now, and they're easy maintenance, but you got to remember one thing: keep them weeded. They just don't like competition with the weeds. The weeds will go ahead and kind of search out all of the nutrients that the bulbs are getting, and that bulb will just kind of like not develop as nice as you would like it to. So that is pretty much about it. If you guys liked what you saw, give us a likes up. Please subscribe, and we'll go ahead and we keep moving forward here with spring. I love spring because, you know what, everything just kind of starts to slowly come up, and if you stay with us, you'll be able to see the great developments of our flower beds and our big areas of lavender that we have here, and some of the smaller projects that we're going to have coming up this coming year. So thanks for stopping in Northeast Iowa here, and we'll talk to you guys a little later. Thank you.